We want to help change this. The Son of Soul's Radiothon's aim is to raise for the Heart and Stroke Foundation. These funds will contribute to develop life-saving treatments that bring hope to heart disease and stroke patients. In the last year alone, the Heart and Stroke Foundation has helped create 165,000 survivors of heart disease and stroke. This radiothon will be held at iLive Studios, Unit 207, 146 30th Street, Etobicoke, starting at 9 a.m. EST on Saturday the 15th of December, concluding on Sunday the 16th at 11:59 EST. DJs from all around the world will be volunteering their time to the cause. It's only with your help that we can continue to fund this vital research and return more survivors to their loved ones. Be the change. Make a difference.
This New Year's Eve, come and celebrate with us at the Soulfest Lounge, where we showcase local and international artists in our infamous open mic session. This will be held at a secret location in the heart of downtown Toronto, with the B-sides back at a host of incredible artists: Myra Mella, Quincy Bullen, Ray Robinson, and Shy Wisdom, plus a very special surprise guest. This event will be hosted by Jackie Lou and Ray Robinson from iLive Radio. Limited early bird tickets are available at Eventbrite and is sponsored by Hook & Co. and iLive Radio. The Soulfest Lounge, New Year's Eve live. Shh, it's a secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a secret.
This is Sharisha from The Spot. Catch me every Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. EST, playing the very best in neo-soul, jazz, underground hip-hop, art, music, poetry, and community, right here on iLive Radio.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Welcome to Be Chic Not Bougie. I'm your host Alicia, alongside DJ Richie. How you doing tonight, Richie?
Good. Good.
What? Good.
I have it. Like, it's there.
It's there. It's in your chest. Is it one of those chest coals?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean when I say chest
with that.
coals? Like, you ever feel like mucus build up right in here? No. Is it tight?
I'm sick.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I hate men because I feel like anytime you ask a man what's wrong, like they're sick, but they never know specifically what is wrong. Like, I don't know why you guys can't. Like, when you guys go to the doctors, what do you guys say?
It hurts.
Okay. Well, you have to
It
be more
does hurt.
specific.
It really does hurt, though.
But where hurts?
Like here and then over here.
Okay, like your glands and stuff like that, and your
like
chest.
My head hurts. And like the back of my head. Okay. And like one of my arms hurts too. I don't know if that's tied into it.
You know what? I hope you feel better soon because the New Year's about to start.
I know.
Everybody normally, this is flu season right now, so a lot of people are getting sick. I always get the flu around this time of year, and I haven't gotten sick yet, so let me just knock on wood. But you know when it happens for me? The day before Christmas. Literally, every time the day before Christmas, my nephew Isaiah and myself get the flu.
Nice.
And it's not even just the regular flu, like where you can still kind of eat something, the stomach flu. And I can't eat nothing, all that good food. So a couple Christmases in a year, I've had that. So I'm hoping and praying I don't get sick this year. But my mom actually...
Is she sick now?
She's getting better, but she had pneumonia. And she got really sick as well. She got the flu, and then it turned into pneumonia. But thank God the pneumonia phase is good right now. She's clear of that. But yeah, everybody gets really sick around this time of year. So
that's crazy.
Be careful. Make sure I know it's obviously germs. You just have to use hand sanitizer. Wash your hands as much as possible. Cover your mouth when you're coughing. People, do anything you can. But Richie, what's going on? I know you've been sick, so anything new? Anything that's been going on?
No, I actually got sick because I went away. I went to Edmonton this weekend.
Okay.
So and then I was there I had a jacket, but I didn't have a hat. I ran out of the house without my hat, and I could have easily bought one, but I didn't. So I was just kind of on the road all weekend with no hat. And Edmonton's a little bit colder. It wasn't that bad when we got there Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday was pretty cold. Saturday evening into the night was pretty cold. And then we left out Sunday. And in the room we were in, it was a suite, so there's two sides. But on my side, there was a the air thing, the heat.
Okay.
I don't know who said it, but it started blowing cold air. Like every 10 minutes, it would just give you like this blast in the room, like this blast of cold air. And then you would forget because it would do it for like 30 seconds and then it would go away.
Is it maybe balancing the heat?
I have no idea, but I pressed every button that I could in that, and it would not stop.
Did you ask room service or front desk?
No. I didn't do all that. I'm a man. I could fix things.
That's what I'm saying. See, but you didn't. And that's where the problem lies. And you don't have to when it's not your home. You just say, hey, you, I'm paying for this service. Could somebody come up here and fix this or tell me what to do?
Yeah. We didn't do all of that.
It's too late.
So.
No for the next time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, for sure.
I'm being a little hard on you today because I've realized things that you're saying triggered things that I deal with certain guys, you know, in my life. And it's just, you just want to shake people because it's like, and it's very consistent when it comes to men with the things that you guys do. So
understood.
I apologize.
No worries. It's all good.
If you guys noticed it, I apologize to y'all too. I don't know. But
how was
he's
your
sick.
weekend?
I should be nicer. But
right? You really should. But
I know.
Okay.
I apologize.
I won't take personal.
I'm sorry.
I won't take it personal.
I just, sometimes I have less empathy for people that, I feel should work on things like, when you know what it is. Like when you are sick, from a child, mom, what's wrong? And they say, my stomach hurts. Okay. And then they're like, where? Like right here. But as we get older, we tend to be like, it just hurts.
Yeah, we just like, it doesn't matter where, it just hurts.
But
Fix
you have
it.
to be specific.
Can't do it.
I'm going to leave it at that. My week, what did I do? I went to the movies. I seen
Creed.
I seen Creed, but it wasn't Creed. The Mule.
Oh, that's what's his name? The old guy. Clint.
Yes. Okay.
That looks pretty good though.
Really, really good, and it's based on a true story. And so, if you haven't seen the movie, Clint Eastwood, he directed it, and he's also in it. It's a very great movie. Aside from that, I honestly don't remember. My weekend's always, and my week is always a blur for some reason. My scalp. I know the season, or your skin gets very dry, your hair gets dry, but like my scalp has never been this dry, and I have to just be honest about this so maybe people can relate, not relate, or know what to do. Give me some tips if you guys know, but it's not even just the braids. Before I put the braids in, I've just noticed this, I guess, fall or winter, my scalp and skin has just been extremely dry. So I usually use, for my skin, the Milk and Body Wash by Nivea in the blue container. That shit works like magic on my skin. And I just find lately my skin just goes and in like an hour my skin needs more. So I don't know what's going on with that because that's what I've been using for years and it works. Today I'm good. So
but isn't it like Plan B maybe? Like, you take too many Plan Bs, it like stops working.
Plan Bs as in the pill?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Good.
Like the pill. Like if you take, like they say, if you take too many, like if you take one once every 2 weeks or once a month, like at some point your body's gonna stop like reacting to it.
That's actually not true.
Oh, is it not true?
You know why? Because Plan B is technically like a contraceptive, like the birth control pills.
But don't you have to be consistent with birth control?
You do have to be consistent. However, if you're taking Plan B, there's a certain period of when you're supposed to take it. Like, I think before the 72 hours of right after situation. It always works. It's not like, there's like maybe like a 2% chance that it may not work. But as long as you take it correctly and follow the instructions, you really can take it as many times as needed. You shouldn't be.
That's very interesting because I've always thought that like if you take it way too much, then it'll just keep. Like it'll just stop.
Because all you're really doing is just with like holding the egg from being released. Like your ovaries. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But when it comes to pills in general, that's what, like if you take too much Tylenol 3s or Tylenols in general or whatever, your body gets immune to it. Those type of things. Like for me, I suffer from migraines, so I tend to see that I can't take too much pills because after a while, it doesn't work on me. So I just try to do natural stuff for a good period. Unless I have a very, really bad, severe migraine, then I'll try to take something to kind of numb that. Because before, I was taking so much just because I wanted to numb that pain. I suffer from them monthly, from menstrual migraines. But So,
you guys get migraines too?
Oh, I suffer from them horribly.
That's crazy.
For like a week every month. And I'll have it like for like 4 days, like it'd be 2 days here, 2 days here, maybe one more day, and then it'll be gone. So
if I'm a girl in my next life, I quit from now. And
but not every girl suffers from it.
I don't want the chance. I don't want the option.
Like, well, some guys get them too, so you know, you never know.
I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
You know, but as far as the skin care goes, give me some tips if you guys know any when it comes to dry scalp. I've been using this like apple cider vinegar rinse. They say for your scalp to help with like dandruff and stuff like that, and to like remove the dandruff, but it also dries out your hair more. But I've been doing like different like products, leave-in conditioners, like oils and treatments.
So they don't tell you like after you use it and it dries out your hair, like what you should put in? Yeah,
they say to do your shampoo and then your leave-in your conditioner, then your leave-in conditioner, because people tend to think when your scalp is dry, you just put oil on it. But what you're actually supposed to do is get your hair moist again. So you're supposed to put like a water-based like spray or a leave-in conditioner first to moisten your scalp, and then you oil it to seal it in and lock in the moisture. So I've been doing that, and I, again, like within less than 3 hours, my scalp does and it's gone. So I've literally greased my scalp yesterday 4 times. You heard me correctly, and it is dry today. So I'm gonna grease it again today, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up because I'm just over it, and I just want to have some tips. So if you guys know any tips, please share them with us. We'd love to hear them. But let's move on to Stay Woke news updates. Yep. So 3 weeks after striking postal workers were forced back to work, Canada Post says it's caught up on most parcel deliveries backlog, and it has been created by rotating walkouts. So the Crown Corporation says its normal holiday delivery services guarantees have been restored and access most of the country except Vancouver. The federal government legislated an end of the job action by postal workers on November 27th after Canada Post complained that a backlog of parcel was reaching historic levels ahead the crucial holiday shipping period. At the time, Canada Post warned the backlog could take until the end of January to clear up. And Canada Post said its delivery for 4 million packages between last Friday and yesterday, and will likely be able to deliver orders online in time for Christmas. I hope so. That'd be really great for people. But also it depends on where the parcel is coming from, as Canada Post expects the shipments from outside Canada might be delivered in early January.
Oh. So that's not for Christmas.
It's good, but it's not good. So, I mean, for the most part, let's be happy that they're back on and delivering again. Yay to that. And let's hope that people do get their stuff before Christmas, to be fair. The new rule that increased penalties for drinking and driving and expand police power to demand breath samples to take effect across Canada today, with some predicting the law will face a series of legal challenges. So the legislation, which passed in June at the same time as a new rule for drug impaired driving, is intended to curb injuries and death by helping police catch drivers with more than legal limit of alcohol in their bloodstream. So it gives police officers the right for a breath sample from any driver with that they lawfully stop, lowering the bar from the previous legislation, which required that the officer had a reasonable suspicion that the person had been drinking. Such a system is already in place in 40 or more countries. So Toronto-based lawyer Michael Elgin, who often defends these charges with impaired driving, said the new rule are a big challenge and raised some concerns about baseless searches. So he stated that this is a radical departure from previous law, which insulted people against warrantless searches without a probable cause.
It's basically going backwards.
Yeah. So technically at this point, like if they just feel like we're going to just... You're coming from a club, we're just going to stop everybody. They can do it now, technically, is what they're trying to say. As opposed to seeing you stumble, or seeing your car kind of swerve, whatever the case may be, and having, again, a probable cause to pull you over. At this point, it can just be, you know what? You look like you're coming from a bar. I'm just going to stop here at this time.
I have no idea the way you look. So.
And, that's another thing. So he was bringing up a lot of this, that as well. The lawyer, he was mentioning that the challenges for this situation would be that it's racial profiling. We obviously know that it happens, and The only thing I could say about Canada is that the shooting doesn't happen as often as it does in the States with, you know, just, I don't know, technical traffic ticket. You know what I mean? So the problem that I have with this is, yeah, you shouldn't be able to just pull people over just because they're coming from a bar, because not everybody drinks and drives. A lot of times I go out, I actually don't even drink. So for me, I feel like that sucks if I would happen just to get pulled over just because you feel, hey,
you look like
you're black and I just want to pull you over today and see what you're doing. If you're cute, I mean, it's not a big issue.
No, it's not
I'm
a
just
thing.
joking. I'm just teasing. But I mean, that is something that raises some concerns for many people, especially you know, like especially for black men and men of color. Obviously, you guys don't want to have to be in a situation where already you get stopped for driving a nice car, or you know, you look like quote unquote somebody that fits the description that I'm looking for. And it sucks because growing up, I've always, you know, I hung out a lot of guy friends, and we'd be going out somewhere, and let's say I'm driving my own car, they have theirs, and we're following each other. They'd always get pulled over, and we're driving the same speed. They don't have any tickets. They're not a drug dealer. They're just regular guys, and they work hard, and they got pulled over, and I would wait, and then they'd drive on, and then once, you know, I'd stop, and I'm like, what happened? They're like, oh, they said I look like a guy that they were looking for.
Fit the description.
That was it.
That's it.
Sure. So, I hope that they really do some changes to that law, because I feel like that will be kind of sucky to have, you know, more stops throughout the years and unwarranted ones. Police are searching for a man accused of breaking into a woman's home in the city East End and spraying her and her 2 children with foam from fire extinguisher. This is kind of scary. So the incident took place on December 14th at around 10:11 p.m. in the area of Victoria Park Avenue, Crescent Town Road. And police say a man walked into an apartment building and stole a fire extinguisher. He, according to the police, then proceeded to use the fire extinguisher and to spray the hallway. Investigators allege that the man then broke into a residence, walked into the entrance of the bedroom, and sprayed a woman and her 2 children with a fire suppression device. The suspect subsequently left the building, and he was identified by the police as Joshua Lenz, a 32-year-old Edmonton resident. He is sought for a handful of charges, including assault with a weapon, breaking and entry, 2 counts of mischief under $5,000, and theft under $5,000. He also has been described by police as approximately brown hair and blue eyes. He has tattoos and spider webs on his right hand, and at the time of the incident, he had light brown beard. He was seen wearing a black leather jacket, a gray puffy jacket, pants with white stripes down the side, and a light-colored footwear. According to police, Lenz is considered to be violent and dangerous. Investigators are making anyone who spots him to call 911 immediately. So police are advising members of the public not to approach him. Anyone with information about this case can contact 54 Division or Crime Stoppers anonymously. Please take this seriously, because you never know. I mean, it's great
that sounds so weird.
You just breaking it, but what did you do? Like, what did you? He didn't really, like. Why? What's your purpose? Like, when you break into someone's home, like, again, or robbery and theft and so forth, I just wonder why he just left. I'm happy he didn't do anything to the woman and child except for spray them. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people are on drugs.
That's really, really weird.
He's probably on drugs.
I mean, I wanted to... yeah,
I'm going to narrow it down to drugs.
It's a safe assumption.
I don't know this, but I'm just saying. It could be drugs. However, if you look on CP24, you can take a look at his picture to get a description. And that way, if you do see him, again, contact 54 Division or Crime Stoppers anonymously. And that's it for Stay Woke News updates, and credits to CP24. I know Richie's just over here for a second. So before Richie gets back into events, I just want to let you guys know, because this is our last show for the year. Oh, tears, yay, good joys. I know that next year we are looking forward to getting back on YouTube Live and being able to have calls come in. So a lot of great changes are going to be happening next year. So look forward to that. We'll be posting all this information. We're going to be doing a photo shoot.
It's a lot.
Put that out there, because I know sometimes we slack on things, but we're forcing ourselves to. So we're gonna be doing a photo shoot for the New Year's, and we're gonna have more interviews coming up. So some good changes are gonna be happening, and I look forward to it. I know Richie does too. So that's
definitely,
great. Like,
definitely. Always exciting. Looking ahead, looking forward to what's gonna be happening. So.
And then you you guys can tell us what else you would like to see from us, in terms of interviews. If you guys have somebody in mind that you think that would be great to come on the show for us to interview, those things we definitely want to start doing as well. And we also want to eventually get into like on location interviews and stuff like that. So a lot of things we need to be working on, but it's steps, it's a process, and things that we need to do. So in the meantime, between time, Richie, what is going on for events?
Yeah, and speaking about that, see, I think I'm getting one of those headaches. Speaking about that, events. If you guys have like events that you want us to promote, if you want us to put out there, definitely hit us up as well. We try to like put out local events. Any type, like, free is always good, but anything that you want to put out there, it will be good. So definitely hit us up. So taking place this weekend, Saturday, December 22nd, DJ skate nights. So One Love TO, I know that's like Tyrone T-Rex's thing. So they're actually having a skate night happening at Natrell Rink, which is located at 235 Queens Quay West. The DJ for the night will be DJ Deluxe, who is the official DJ for One Love TO. He plays at Toronto Blue Jays games, Toronto Argonaut games, and a lot of special events right across the city. So he'll be spinning hip-hop, R&B, funk, house, and I'm sure if you ask nicely, he'll sprinkle in some Vibes Cartel and Alkaline. So, just definitely check that out this Saturday. That's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also happening Saturday is I Love R&B for the holidays. So I Love R&B, if you know about that party, it's kind of one of our staples in Toronto. Happens downtown, presented by On Point Entertainment. Happening at Fiction Nightclub, which is at 180 Pearl Street. And you will be entertained by some of the hottest DJs, Toronto staples again, DJ Charlie B, DJ Rich Kid, and DJ Rory. So shout out to all of them, friends and acquaintances and associates around the city. So shout out that Saturday night. And Sunday, like I said, we love free. So Sunday, the Toronto Celebration Church presents Jingle Jam, which is it's a mini Christmas party for the whole family. It is free for everyone. They're gonna have live singing, live dancing, and like a little Christmas play. Doors for this show open at 1:30. And the event runs from 2 p.m. to 4:30, and they're also giving away like prizes. They have raffles, so they've broken them up into grades. So the senior kindergarten and junior kindergarten prizes will be like a smartwatch and a scooter. From grades 1 to 5, you can win a Nintendo Switch. From grades 6 to 8, you can win Beats headphones. And every kid that attends will get a free Christmas goodie bag. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's free. It's free. Bring out the kids, and you get some free stuff. So like I said, I always look for things to keep my daughter entertained because it's a lot. So definitely check this out if you can. And that's happening this Sunday at Toronto Pavilion, which is located at 190 Railside Road in the Don Valley Parkway and Lawrence area. All right, so check this stuff out.
That sounds like a plan. I like that. Okay, so let's see here. We're getting into the fashion buzz. So this week's fashion buzz is Kawhi Anthony Leonard. I had to. He is obviously an American professional basketball player for the Toronto Raptors of the national basketball team, and selected with the 15th overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft. Leonard was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team in the first season with the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know why my tongue-tying business is always happening. Leonard won the NBA championship with the Spurs in 2014, and he was also named the NBA Finals Most Valuable Player. He definitely is the most valuable player. He is a two-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, and having won in 2015 and 2016, and is a two-time All-Star NBA First Team member. Leonard played 2 seasons of college basketball for the San Diego State Aztec, yeah, and was I hate when you're like, whatever you say. And was a conscious second team All-American as a sophomore. Some quick facts about him that I didn't really know, but it's nothing too crazy. A handshake with Leonard is one to be remembered. According to the New York Times, Leonard's hand is measured at 11.25 inches across from the thumb to pinky and 9.75 inches. This is a staggering 52% wider than the average man's hand. Through Leonard's stands, though Leonard stands at 6'7", his wingspan is listed at 7'3".
That's wild. That's
okay. How? And during his time in San Antonio, Leonard became a star away from the floor in the team promotional videos in partnership with the local grocery chain H-E-B. And he was the third youngest player to be named Finals MVP and just in the sixth in NBA history to be named Finals MVP in the season where they were not an All-Star. And he has also been an All-Star NBA first team selection twice in 2016 and 2017. And overall, I mean, he's playing amazing for the Toronto Raptors. I know when he first came, I was like, why do they need to trade DeRozan? But no offense, I'm kind of happy they did.
I mean, a lot of people are happy that they did.
It kind of worked.
Like a lot of people, when the trade happened, it was everybody. I don't think anybody that watches basketball or basketball fans really had an issue with the trade itself in terms of player for player, but it was more just about how it happened.
Yeah.
And like DeRozan really like put on for the city.
Of course he did.
And then he just kind of like
they shaded him.
Yeah, it was just like they didn't even let him know like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Like, so just a heads up. He found out like everybody else did. You know what I mean? He found out like by getting like a phone call from a friend who heard about it online or something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think it was more just about the way it happened that people were more bothered by. But yeah, I mean, Kawhi is a great player. Like, I think he's one of the top 5 in the league, and he's definitely gonna make a big difference for the Raptors come playoffs. Right now, it doesn't really matter. He's playing great.
He's playing amazing.
But I mean,
they put a lot of pressure on him. I find like when you watch the game,
they have
it's
to.
like, okay, yeah, I know. I feel like every the last shot for every game doesn't necessarily have to be him.
But that's what your best player does. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why.
But then
you get
sometimes
paid.
you can just feel it in the moment. Like maybe it's
that's
not.
true. Like
You know what I mean?
if it's not working out, then definitely give it
like
up.
if somebody else is like shooting like really good tonight, I'm gonna pass you the ball. I don't know why needs to be him. I'm not saying don't put the pressure on him, but I feel like it's a lot of pressure to have on just one man for a whole team. Like I think he's playing very well overall for us.
He is.
So in terms of proving yourself, I think you're definitely doing that. Just kind of give him a little break.
The real question is if like he's gonna stay.
Yeah, they're saying the Clippers are trying to sign him
because he's an LA kid and he's made it known previously that he wants to go back to LA. Like he wants to go home. He wants to play at home. And the thing with him is he's not very vocal about a lot of things. Like he's not a spotlight guy. He literally is just one of those guys. Like I just want to play basketball. I happen to be really good at it, and then like now people want to pay me millions. Like he wasn't like I want the cameras and I want the fame and the notoriety. He's just like, I just love basketball and now they're paying me to do it. Cool. So that's why people are really trying to like read him out and feel him out all season. I don't think anybody's really gonna know until he makes his decision.
I don't think you're gonna know at all.
Because he's legit. People are just like, oh, but you could be here and winning and this and that. And he's just like, I like he is the type that I can see just like, yeah, but I just want to go home. Like a little kid, like, you know what I mean? Like he's just like, I just want to go home. Like I get to play basketball and be at home. Like I'll be, I don't care if I don't win a game.
I guess
he'll be happy.
Yeah,
but Toronto is definitely putting up like a good fight to keep him.
I hope they do. I hope y'all come on, Raptors. Like let's just really push for him because, like I'm actually enjoying watching the games. Like I feel like this is actually
the team is doing really well.
Make it.
If he stays healthy and everything else, then for sure.
I think we'll be doing great.
And LeBron's out the East, so.
I don't really care about that anymore. But I care about him. Like I'm happy that he's a great man, great father, great husband. I love those things about him. But other than that, he ain't playing for us. So can you imagine the LeBron came to Toronto, the Raptors?
Oh no, I can't because I would have no money left.
What do you?
I'm going to every single game.
I'm gonna predict this. 1 year, I feel LeBron is gonna come to the Raptors.
Never.
I'm just putting it out there.
Never.
I'm putting it out there. I'm gonna be like the Simpsons. I'm gonna predict that shit. And you'd be like, really? She
Maybe
said that.
maybe LeBron's son, but
No,
LeBron.
I feel like LeBron one random day is gonna be like, screw it. I'm gonna come to the Raptors. You must know that I'm not really like a basketball player person. I'm just yelling at random shit, but y'all find out. But this is also why I definitely named him Fashion Buzz of the Week. I can definitely see him doing bigger things and becoming a legend. Would you call him a legend now? It's too early.
No, I think it's too early.
It's way too early,
He has
but-
done a lot, and he's definitely on the
He could
right
do more.
path. But
He could
he
do
has some more years to put
He
in
definitely does.
of great
And
work.
that's why you don't get the icon or the legend yet. You just get the fashion buzz. But I don't really know his personality is just
I mean, he had that whole laugh thing that went
like what?
oh.
And then he doesn't look at every picture I was trying to look for when I was making the flyer for
Mm-hmm.
this today. His like this is the camera, and he's like.
You can tell
He's
he's
so
one of those.
awkward.
He's exactly. He's one of
very
those really
awkward.
social. I think, like I said before, he's one of those guys. Like in his circle, he's probably like he said, really fun and like really like they get him right. But on the outside looking in, he
It
just
is
seems so awkward and like socially like inept. Like it's just like, are you
You're right.
like are you supposed to be doing this? Like where and I think like a lot of times we have that expectation of all celebrities, but we don't realize like, listen, this person was just good at something, they got discovered, and now they're getting paid to do it, and they're being forced into the spotlight.
That's true.
A lot of them don't want to be in the spotlight. It's just like, my passion is music. I'm great. I'm a great songwriter. I'm a great artist. I don't
want
want to
the fame.
be. I don't want
just
the fame.
want the
But
money.
then the record labels and everybody else is like, no, you got to do this. You got to do commercials. You got to do the award shows. You got to do the interviews. And it's like, then we like expect these people who have been socially awkward their entire lives to just kind of flip a switch and just become this charismatic and charming person.
I guess we're just used to seeing people like sometimes when you have that like natural God-given talent,
Yeah.
you also have that charisma and that confidence. So it just exudes that when you speak, and it has nothing to do with you trying to be a celebrity, but more so like it's just
You.
a natural charisma that everybody's drawn to you. So it's easy to love or fall in love with that person, especially when they're really good at what they do. And with him, he's so good at what he does, but when he's speaking, I'm just like, what?
You know what? I think Jay-Z is like that. The first few interviews I heard with Jay-Z, he sounds really weird. Like when you compare his raps to his
The actual
speaking,
person.
and like when he's being interviewed, he's like very like a nerd almost. You know what
He's
I
a
mean?
nerd, but it's like he's still very intelligent with what he says.
Right.
But he doesn't come across like he doesn't know what he's saying. Like I just find that Kawhi just says things and I'm just like, say it again? What? Like he just, I don't know. He's not that he's not an idiot, obviously, but it's just he says things and I'm just confused.
No, for sure.
I don't know. I just. Anyways,
But let's just be nice so that
I'm
he
not
stays.
dissing you. You
Yeah,
awesome.
'cause we want you to
I
stay.
just want you. I just wish he just broke out of that little shell that he's in, so I can.
Yeah.
Get
Someone told me he needs a Toronto girl to bring him out.
He has a woman apparently.
Oh yeah, he has a girl and like a kid.
Oh, he has a kid.
Yeah, he has a kid.
Somebody didn't do their full research. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if he's how booed up he is, but he has a girl. So
Yeah, I looked it up. I was like, who's saying he has a girlfriend? Because people were asking, and I'm like, you're interested in this guy? But you know,
Listen.
teach his own. But let's get into let's see, topic of the week. It's gonna be random topics. Just let's do random topics. So let's start off with Forever 21. Did you hear about this?
yeah. So this for me, I read it and it was gonna be like it was one of like two stories I had to touch on.
You're doing it.
No. I was just my question is like, are we doing too much now? Like, cause I don't know how I feel about it, how I feel about people's reaction to it. Cause it's almost just like, okay, listen, we can't win. We put a black kid in this clothes and we lose. We put a white man in this clothes and we lose. It's just kind of like, do you need to be so rigid and like just so like, okay? Because for me, if it were a flip, if it were reversed, and it was something that was really white, and then a black person were in it, white people could not react or say anything
Of course
about
not.
it.
At the same time, I just think that the marketing team in general, just and they need to really focus on what message they're trying to get across. You know what I mean? So you're selling clothing. Let's stick with that. It's clothing. And what message do you want your clothes to say? So if you're selling when you're referring to H&M with the monkey, I mean on the shirt, right?
The coolest monkey.
If you put it if they did put a white kid in it, maybe it wouldn't have been as bad. But because you know what I mean, you don't put the stereotype with that. But when you do put a black kid in a monkey shirt face, you're right away is like, what are you trying to say? And then you go to, and then the only thing is too with that is that the other kids all had different positive
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
If every other kid had like a different monkey shirt and that was your theme, it's different. No one can argue that. I think that's really what it comes down to. If you have a theme, if it's animals, it's different. But when you're trying to say this black kid's gonna wear a monkey shirt and all the other white kids are gonna wear positive role model, king of this, king of the jungle, you know what I mean? It kind of becomes, so is he the king of the monkey? Do you know what I mean? Like you start to question those things. Now, if people don't know, with the Forever 21, they had like a Black Panther line. It was like a Wakanda forever type of shirts and sweaters that they had, and they put a white child with blonde hair and blue eyes in the shirt. Now, obviously, there was a backlash because people were like outraged, like, what are you guys trying to do? Like, this is, we are very proud to say, okay, we have a superhero, a black action superhero, and we have been celebrating it. And it would have been nice to see a black child in that, or even if it was white people, I don't care what color you are, but show a variety of different cultures in the shirt, like Batman, Spider-Man, whatever. All cultures can wear it. Just mix it up.
I don't know. I don't care.
You don't really care?
No, because I just feel like, what if the message was like, like I always talk about the meeting in the boardroom and like, okay, who allowed this? But I would be sitting there, and what if somebody was just okay, like, well, we don't want to like be racist and make it seem like Wakanda Forever is a black thing, so we have to put someone black in it.
It is a black thing. Let's be very
but they
real.
can't. But the thing is,
then don't use it.
They can't say that.
But then don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, people in the marketing team, let's stress this right now. If you have to sit there and question who and what and when, just don't, because there's so many things that you can use without offending people. You get me?
I don't think people should be offended by this. It's a shirt, and they made a white guy wear it.
It says Wakanda Forever.
What is Wakanda? A place. Wakanda is a made-up place from a made-up movie
but it is
about
Black Panther.
But it's a made-up, and this is why I'm like, it's too much, because now we're fighting over made-up places, mind you, which was created by a white man. Wakanda, the place from the comic, was created by a white person. So we are taking what this white person created for us black people, and then when a white person wants to involve themselves in it, we get mad. What? Yeah. This is not a real thing. What are we doing? This is too much now.
Like I said, if they, all you have to do is just think about. There's another one too. That one and Prada. Did you hear about the Prada one?
I think I heard
it's
about
blackface.
So oh, the blackface.
They have the symbols. It's like they were using their like little figures, like comic figures, I guess. But they look like blackface little figures. Simple. And they were in the window display, huge ones in the window displays. I think a store in LA, I believe, or one of those stores. Anyways, people walking by were offended instantly. And, you know, people were like, white people were, I don't see the problem. You know, some people don't see the problem, and that's fine. But my whole thing is, if you think something resembles something offensive, if you think it may be offensive, if you're a brand like Forever 21, H&M, Prada, where you do have all cultures wearing your clothes, you have to take into account, no matter how you want to look at it, if it's going to be offensive or racist or whatnot, and who's wearing it. And if you feel like putting a white boy or a black boy is going to be confusing, put no boy. Just put a damn shirt out. Okay? It's simple.
Which is what they ended up doing.
With damn shirts.
Which is what they ended up doing. They like took the shirt, well, on the website, they took it down. They put it by itself, but then the other two shirts have people in them, like a black guy and I think like a mixed girl or something like that.
Like with for me, I feel like with sweaters nowadays, especially when it comes to like the logo and you're doing the most, Simple. Mannequin, just a plain shirt, leave it out. Like, we get the point. I know what a shirt looks like on me. Just show me the size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it, but this is one where I'm just like, go sit down.
Sit down,
Just
black
sit down.
people.
This
I
is
get where you're
a
coming from,
fake
too.
place.
I
Like,
get it's a
you get
fake
what I'm
place.
saying? This is a fake place that before Black Panther Black Panther the comic has always existed. Before Black Panther the movie this year, no one cared about Wakanda.
But that's the thing. No one cared, and also black children, black boys, black girls didn't have a superhero that they can look to like, Mom, that's me.
Right.
You get me? White kids have Superman, Spider-Man. Like, I can name 15 more people, but like they have so many to be like, that's me, Mom. I want, and even black kids. I'm a Superman. I'm Spider-Man. That's great. Like, they don't see color when they're kids. You know what I mean? But when you get older and you start to realize, I want my child to have their superhero. You know what I mean? So when you do see a superhero like that, it's like, okay, it would be nice to see a black face. A black model. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's just simple. I wouldn't see anything wrong with having Wakanda Forever because it is a Black Panther action figure. Why not? I'm not saying I have a problem with it being a white boy, but I just feel like, come on, was it that hard to just put a black boy in that damn shirt? Call it a day?
But then maybe the flip side, they would have been like, oh, now they're saying like, it can only be for black people.
No, it can never just be for black people. It's the same way we can't sit here and say Spider-Man is just for white people. You get me? We know it's a white man, but black kids wear it all the time. So if white people start to feel like, oh, now only white people can wear that, well, do you guys look at that when it comes to Spider-Man and so forth? No one cares.
But isn't that the same thing?
No, because they don't have black kids wearing Spider-Man shirts on Forever 21 or H&M.
They have them somewhere, like Walmart.
You show me.
A black kid wearing a Spider-Man shirt?
As their promotion?
I'll definitely find
Walmart,
that.
maybe. I'm gonna give.
But
you
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Let's just be real. Like Forever 21 and H&M and those other brands, they would never do. I'm just saying, let's be real. They wouldn't do that. They'd put a white kid in that, hands down.
I think like.
We can go Google that afterwards.
Yeah, no, we will.
Pull that up.
But I think it's just yeah. I get. I mean.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I just feel like because of the controversy, because it is Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, just put the damn black boy in the shirt and call it a day. And if white people feel like, hey, outrage, let them have an outrage. We can go bring up the amount of superheroes that are not black and be like, we still wear your clothing. We don't have a problem with that. We have a problem with the one black action figure. When you guys finally do have a sweater for us, it has to be a white boy wearing it. That's all.
Why don't we just stop like looking for like
don't start.
Why don't we just stop?
There's also the thing is what you also don't. Well, not you, but in I took fashion marketing and merchandising, and in our marketing class, I remember they would pull up ads, and there's a lot of racism, and hidden messages in these marketing schemes and the way they promote things, and a lot of it is negative towards people of color, women. So white men predominantly are always praised throughout time. And if you look at I think there was actually ads that I was looking at the other day where they were redoing, I think it was Vogue or one of the magazines, they were redoing ads that they did from like the 60s or the early 40s or one of the two. And it was there was one ad, just an example would be a man was stepping on a rug, and the rug, the bears that lay on the ground, it was a woman, and his foot was stepping on her head, and the man was like this. And it had a message underneath it. I can't remember the message. Anyways, I'll go find it again. And then the reverse one now is the woman with her foot on his head, and the man's on the ground. But these were actual ads that they had, and then it was different ones like the man was in bed, I think it was, and the woman's on her knees serving him on her knees, not standing up, she's not standing, like on her knees serving him food in bed, and it's like where she belongs or something like that. And then it was reversed where he belongs, like and so they did all these ads, redone them, and they did it opposite, and it's just so crazy that this was okay. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So that finally times have changed where you're not going to see them as bad anymore. Here in Europe, they still do them, but not as bad here. You don't need to see them, period. You know what I mean? And so any little thing that you see now, it is going to trigger, because sometimes they do it intentionally. You know what I mean?
What about artistic freedom and creativity? Like, what about under that guise of like I'm an artist. It's okay, like a comedian with the jokes. If I'm an artist and this is something I feel to portray, right, wrong, or indifferent, like in a day where it's 2018 and there's so much freedom of speech, quote unquote, it's like you can't say anything. You can't really do anything that you really feel or say anything that you really feel. Kevin Hart is experiencing it. Everybody else that, like, it's just, you can't really be you. Even you, again, bad, good, or indifferent. If you feel a certain way, you can't express that because you need to fit in with what the majority is saying until the majority changes, and then you then need to adjust accordingly and fit in over there as well.
You can say what you feel. You just have to expect the repercussions of what's going to follow after you say it. So if you're about your money, if you know that you need the money, if you're a big brand that I'm good, we don't care, we can say a little 1-2, it may hurt us in sales for the season, but we're going to be good after that. Do what you want. But there's people that are starting off a new business. You have to be very cautious with what you're putting out there because this is your brand and this can make or break you. If you're at a point where you're beyond breaking at this point, then do as you please. But you just have to understand that no matter how, people are going to have something to say. Doesn't matter what you say. And for me, I just feel like just make sure you're in a good place when you do it. Because if it's going to affect your business, it may completely drown you. And it may bring you back all the way up. Who knows? At the end of the day, just make sure you make the right choice. And that's why I think the marketing team is to blame when it comes to this. You need to be very cautious of what you're putting out there, especially if you're going to, in the next 2 seconds, pull it right back and retract. Don't do it then. Don't do it. If one thing, if they said they stood by it, you guys are stupid. It's not.
That's what I want to say. I want to be like, you know, pick a side. Either don't do it or stand by it.
But the fact that they always retract, even Prada, they pulled the figures out. There's no more figures, and they stopped selling the collection of that line. My thing is, why even do it in the first place? If you're gonna have to do that, it sounds very stupid. But anyways, let's see how we can get passionate about this. I'm gonna move on to the next topic. So, I'm not sure if you also heard about this. Alfonso Ribeiro's pass, so Carlton. So it's coming to bite him in the ass. So he is also filing a lawsuit against Fortnite for using his dance that he made up and so forth. So the Carlton dance moves is what he's suing over. However, he did have a confession on camera, according to TMZ, saying that he kind of stole the moves from like white people. You know how they dance.
Yeah, he said like Courtney Cox and Eddie Murphy pretending to be a white person.
Yes. And that's what he did. So now they're trying to use that against him and say, well, you also stole. You didn't steal no damn. It's your moves. It's the Carlton dance.
Can that be trademarked though?
Did he trademark it?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. But apparently, it's not only him. It's also the backpack kid, which he also is jumping in. His mother is suing on his behalf as well. So
with the floss.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if y'all see me, but I'm trying to do the floss.
Oh, they can see you, right?
So, as you know, he was 16 years old when he blew up back in 2016 for his video doing Instagram called The Floss. So they're also suing for his dance. I don't know if they trademarked their moves because it hasn't mentioned that they trademarked it. However, there's still a lawsuit, and it's very clear they're calling it the Carlton. Like, at the end of the day, it's their dance. You guys can argue it. If anybody does this, right away you say Carlton. So for me, I feel that's trademarked in my mind instantly. I don't know. But it's something that people can argue and say, you know, like, yeah, he said he stole the moves from Courtney Cox, like you said, and Eddie Murphy, but I've never seen them do it.
Well, it was like really random. Like Eddie Murphy apparently did it in Delirious, and Courtney Cox did it. She was pulled up on stage. There's like some famous story of when whoever, I think Bon Jovi, I don't remember who it was. Somebody, one of those white people brought her up on stage and like, this is how white people dance. So then Carlton says like the script said Carlton danced like a white person or something like that.
And he killed it. And
oh no, he definitely did.
I just feel like at that point it's no longer there.
You should probably keep your mouth shut if you're suing for things. You probably shouldn't say I stole it from someone else.
But that's the thing. He probably didn't say it right away. He probably said it years ago.
What if Eddie Murphy then sues you?
And so does Courtney Cox. It doesn't make any sense, but I mean, he could try.
It is what it is.
They're letting him do the work, and then like, hey, you know what? Now that you got the $50 million, we're gonna try to get a little money of that. So, let's get into this. So, I want to talk about cheating and all the other stuff, but first I want to get into Offset apologizing to Cardi B. So there is outrage. So I'm pretty sure you guys already know by now that Offset cheated on Cardi, and he tried to do a public apology to her. But people are trying to say that the public apology was staged.
Like at the concert?
Yeah, like I'm so dumbfounded by this even being a real topic. But Cardi insists that Offset crashing her concert was not staged. I don't see how that. Did you see that?
I agree. It's not, I don't think
it's staged. And people are really arguing this. Like, well, how did he? So there's a footage. Somebody mentioned this actually. So this is one of the reasons why people are saying it's staged. There's footage of Cardi B's publicist Patience Foster leading Offset to the stage, and that's why this person's saying this whole thing this breakup is orchestrated publicity stunt, and so are these media outlets, so they can stop using these fake scenarios to push their anti-black toxic masculinity narrative.
What?
I don't know. I can't stand people. What the hell are you talking about?
No, I really don't even understand that. What are they saying?
So they're just pretty much saying like they're using these social medias to stage these things and to kind of these fake scenarios to kind of pretty much like say like, you know, I don't know, like to bash black love type of thing. I don't know. This is one person. This is just a quote unquote what a guy actually wrote, and then he had a video, so if you go on TMZ you could see the video. People are wild. This is what I mean, like people just go too far with this stuff. Now this is my thing, and I was talking to my homeboy on the phone today, and he was saying it is staged. How could he get on stage like that? And I said he's Offset. Exactly. First of all, it's not even just regular Offset. This is Offset, Cardi B's husband, not even ex, father of her child. What? So if he decides to come and pull up and surprise her and say, yo guys, I want to surprise her, who's stopping him? I messed up. They're gonna be like, what you got, $15,000 worth of roses, come bring it on. They're not gonna stop you. What? There's a break in between this next set, go on at that moment. You've seen her. I don't think she looked like she knew what was going on. She looked hella shocked and pissed, might I add. She was not happy about it because she's been saying she doesn't want him back. And I'm hoping she doesn't get back with him. I'm all for love. I'm all for forgiving. But she did that already. And he did it again. Oh, this is the second time? The second time. Remember the first time it was public and she's like, I'm taking him back. I love him and we'll try to figure it out. Anyways, there's a whole big thing before. This is the second time now. And I don't know if it was maybe more times before that. We don't know. But what I do know is it's a second public humiliation. And to me, that's enough to be like, I'm worth more. Here's my question. This second time, did he get caught? Like, was it a public thing? Like, he got caught? Or was it like she let people know that this is what happened? No, the girl that he was messaging, and it's, again, they're so damn stupid. The girl he was messaging released, I don't know if it leaked or she released it, but he was asking her, there was messages, and he was asking for a threesome. With Cardi? With her and another girl. Oh. Without Cardi. So the girl went public with it and was like, I'm sorry, Cardi. I didn't apologize. You're not sorry. What are you sorry about? Yeah, I'm sorry, Cardi. Blah, blah, blah. I feel so bad. I don't want to ruin their marriage. Then why did you put it out? And so we don't know if it was her who released it, but you know what I'm saying. It's your phone. Where else? Who else? The other partner, the other girl that they wanted to do it with, she knows who Cardi is. Like, they're cool. They have no beef, whatever. She's like, Cardi already called me, and her and I had our conversation. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even know what was going on. He was just telling the girl that he's messed around with before, I want that girl. So try to connect it, and then we can smash. And if you can't bring her, then type of thing. Like, I don't want it. Yeah. So long story short, he wanted to do a threesome without his wife. And to me, at least if you wanted your wife in it, it makes it a little better, but it's still wrong. But you didn't even want your wife in it. And Cardi to me is a freak. Like, even now she's like, you see the video I saw that. Talking about giving head, and even her just mentioning, like, she doesn't miss him, but she misses his parts, stuffs, his goodies. I don't know. Do you take somebody back after they cheat on you twice? Twice, no. Married and have kids? Twice, no. One time, like in my younger days, I was like, hell no, like it's never gonna happen.
you get older, stuff happens, and you're just like, you know what? Especially me being me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, all right, cool. You haven't been the best, so you know, you have to be realistic. But twice, no, because it's not even like, for me, it's not even about the disrespect and all that stuff. It's just the fact that I know the relationship is not gonna be healthy. Yeah, like everything starts getting like second guessed or questioned, or you know what I mean. Every time you pick up your phone, every time I'm going out, or you message, you running late, or you gotta be here.
With what you doing?
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and even if you're not asking it, they're in your mind, and then you start acting like, you know, like defensive or whatever the case may be. No, I couldn't do it a second time.
I hear you. I mean, in the past, I've forgiven, and then I've cheated because I'm like, fuck that.
See, even that too. That's like, even that. That's like,
but,
yeah.
Because to me, I feel like at least if it happens again, at least I know I was doing something too. I don't want to just be all damn well cheated on.
Yeah, but that's just not even like, back in the day I could get that, but it was just like, what?
Now, no.
Yeah.
But even still now, like if I'm taking you back, best believe I'm cheating on your ass too. I'm just not gonna tell you.
Just don't take them back.
I'm just not going to tell you. No. I can't, like, for me, I just feel like, how fair is that? You slept with a whole new person, and I've been with your ass. Let's say it was for 5 or 10 years solid, and I had no other man except for you. No, you get bun too. I'm going to sleep with someone else. Just for one day.
Then how does that help, like, your relationship?
No. It helps me move on from being upset with you, because now my guilt cancels out the fact that you done me wrong. So I'm like, whatever. We even. You just don't know about it.
And then what if he finds out, like, down the line?
He won't find out.
How not? Unless it's gonna be like out of the country. Yeah. I feel like
he won't find out. It's not gonna be one of those situations where it's gonna be someone you know, somewhere local. You don't need to know about it. You're just not gonna know. Just don't cheat on me, because you're not gonna want me to cheat on you. And I think that's what it really comes down to. I don't have any intentions of cheating on a man, but when you get cheated on and you love somebody and you're giving them your all, it changes you. And sometimes you're still stuck on this, okay, I want to still try, I still want to work on it. So it makes it hard for you to walk away. So for me, to be very fair, the reason how, not all the time, but it's made it easy for me to get over a guy if I'd done it too. So I just don't say nothing. And it works. So
I don't advise any woman to take that advice.
Take that advice, ladies. If your man cheats on you, see, that's what's it called? T.I. Cheat on your man, mother. That's how you get it. His head. Listen to him. Okay, I'm not saying cheat on your man for no damn reason, but if your man cheats on you and you know your ass is gonna take him back, just cheat too. Don't tell him. Do it out of the country. Use protection. Protect yourself. Contraceptives. Do everything you gotta do. Just make sure you don't get ass pregnant, unless it's for a rich man and you don't care and you want to leave your man for him. I'm just saying, not saying. Do it. Don't do it, but do it. So overall, I just, at this point in my life, I don't care for the cheating, because I'm done. I'm just, if you want to cheat, go be with those girls. I don't have the energy or the time to do that anymore. But the younger me was a bit more pettier, so I would do some stuff. But I also do feel when you are married, it's harder to walk away from years of marriage. So when infidelity does happen, I say try to work it out. That's the first step. Work it out. Seek counseling. Try to figure out where things went wrong, why it happened, and if you really are genuine and you feel the person's genuine, work on it. If you feel that they're just doing it because it's comfortable, we live together, bills are easier, I don't know, like that type of situation, don't do it. But I would say try. And it's always that time. So I want to say thank you for tuning in to Be Chic Not Bougie. I hope you guys have a wonderful, happy holidays and a happy new year from the Be Chic Not Bougie crew. Richie, DJ Richie, and myself, Delicia, want to wish you guys a safe and happy holidays, and have yourself a blessed and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Deuces. Bye, guys. Oh, I thought you were playing. Oh, I was all jamming. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna.
Until the music starts.
I didn't hear today.
Oh, it's gonna come. Very soon.
I was gonna do the floss.
The internet's number one on the World Wide Web. iLive Radio.
Hello there, this is Benjamin Clementine and listening to iLoveRadio.com.
Hey, this is Emily King and you're listening to iLive Radio.
How you doing? What's good? It's Nkechi the Lyrical, sitting in my zone here vibing and listening to iLive. And if you don't know, get to know. And if you do know, you don't know.